Tracking developing news surrounding two nightclubs shut down after a weekend of violence. As we reported 2 weeks ago, both clubs had their licenses suspended after two shootings on the same night. And one of those incidents was an officer-involved shooting. Today, attorneys for Jovan's Lounge and Snub's Nightclub went before the Providence Board of Licenses. Eyewitness News reporter Jennifer Mobilia joins us live in studio now with those details.
Susan, we've learned both clubs will be allowed to reopen. They will each have to pay a $500 fine and undergo a 20-day suspension. Our Eyewitness News cameras were rolling inside the Board of Licenses meeting this afternoon, where attorneys for both clubs argued their cases. This is the latest in a series of hearings following the two incidents of violence outside those clubs just 2 weeks ago. One of those shootings resulted in a Providence police officer exchanging gunfire with a suspect, wounding him in the chest and the leg. Today, the license board announced both clubs will be able to reopen this Friday. We caught up with attorneys for both clubs after the meeting who had mixed feelings about that decision.
We agreed to take the responsibility for the actions that happened outside the club because there's a 200-foot radius. It's part of the ordinance. We already accepted that. That's what the penalties were for today. And my client's extremely gratified that the board took all of the totality of circumstances into account when they agreed to let us open this weekend.
We're not clearly happy with the decision. I think the video evidence proved that this wasn't an incident that occurred in our club. It wasn't an incident that we could have prevented in any way because we didn't know what was going on that night.
Now, the suspension issued by the board was declared retroactive. That means that both clubs will be able to reopen in time for the weekend, avoiding further loss of business. I'm Jennifer Mobilia, Eyewitness News.